Well, welcome to First Ice of 2024. This is Josh from Bennett Fishing, and I love ice fishing. Now, I was here yesterday with a family getting our White Mountain National Forest Christmas tree, which you can do for a whole $5. Just go to the website, and you have to there's some rules on how you can cut down the tree and stuff like that. But it's a great family tradition that we started. It's really cool. So now we're gonna check some ice. Now, I checked it yesterday, it was snow ice, which means lake got cold, it snowed on top, that snow now froze. And I'm trying to teach you guys about ice safety. The shoreline is not the best, I just stepped through right there, but I got big boots on, float suit on, and inside my jacket here, I have these things. Actual lifesaver, by the way. We're going to grab a hold of that spud bar. That is a lot of hits right there. That's fantastic. That is a good 2.5 to 3 inches of ice. So we are actually going to be sight fishing for brookies today. But first we're going to make sure they're in here by using basically jaw jackers. We're actually not going to use jaw jackers. We're going to use something new today. It came out last year, the year before. It's not really popular yet, but I'm going to bring it out anyways. We're going to set up in this area right here where I know the ice is fairly consistent, and there should be brook trout running along the shoreline. We have a secondary layer of ice underneath it, which is really weird. One, two, three, 4, 5. So I'm allowed 6 lines in my state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you're done with your auger, spin it up, get that water off, that way your bit won't freeze. And let me take you over here so you can kind of see what we're doing here. We are using basically the Automatic Fisherman Snapper, which I feel is a more rugged product than the jaw jacker, which is the reason I use it. And if you want to find first ice, please go out and drive around. Do not ask people on Facebook. Fishermen tend to lie. Fisher people tend to lie, saying, oh yeah, that place has got to have good ice. And I've had people tell me, no, it's not good ice, and go there and it's great ice. So if you're worried about going on first ice, hire a guide. Here in New Hampshire, we have a couple hundred registered guides. Maine, we have 1,600. Hire a registered guide. I am a guide here in New Hampshire. I will not take you on unsafe ice. It's just how it goes. Too much liability. So hire a guide if you want to go ice fishing. I'm going to be putting down a combo of both snappers and Finicky Fooler's new hook setting device that has a flag built into it, because you can't always hear these things go off all the time. And we're just gonna run a weightless egg this morning, and we're fishing for 12-inch brookies max. And last year, I called this lake the Cursed Lake, because I came here, broke my nice camera not once, but twice, and I didn't catch any fish. I don't think I've ever actually caught a fish out of here, but it freezes first because we're at high elevation, which is key for that first ice. Now, brook trout specifically, even the wild ones, these are stocked, will tend to school up, and you'll catch a bunch at once. That's why I'm putting these things right next to each other, and I haven't ventured out in the middle yet to check ice out there. I have people that know where I am, and I have an SOS device if I was to fall through and can't get out, and I have spikes, and I have a flotation suit on, and I have somebody coming here today who's fashionably late. It's a little piece of suspended worm. And I also have salmon eggs, which I'm allowed to use here in my state. I'd love to put on for stock trout. And Brookies have natural colored eggs. That's why we're putting that on. That's mighty dangerous. Sensitive. All right, now we wait. I'm gonna set up a tent before we get any wind, and I'm going to try to sight fish these brookies with a little tungsten jig and see how it goes. Sit on a bucket and jig. Might go that way though. Haven't decided yet. Just for some early ice safety, I'm only standing in probably waist deep water this entire shoreline. I've been here before. I've seen it in open water. I've scouted this place in early spring. If you have the chance to do that, come to these places when ice is starting to melt, and you'll see where water comes in and water goes out, or if there's springs. Now, we're in a high mountain area. There are springs that feed this lake along with this giant valley that we're in. If you guys can't see this giant, beautiful valley that we're in, basically a little bowl here at high elevation, you want to see where those springs are. People fall through those springs all the time, and you can kind of see them early spring. Check those out. Of course, I hooked up flippin' log. Great. And I just stayed at the bottom. Well, that's not what I wanted. That actually might help me. So 80 feet. All right, I pushed out a little deeper just because there's been no action up shallow, which is not uncommon, but they should be around here this time of year. But there's a whole school of something right there, 25 feet away. And I could go drill on them, and they'll disappear. Or I could walk over to them. Stomp on the ice. And then slowly walk back. Definitely not there anymore. Oh my goodness, that's a bunch of fish. I bet you those are all brookies. 35 feet, which is about 10 paces. Let's move some lines here. Those gotta be brookies. Oh, come on. They just swam right past me and stopped. You guys can see those fish right there. Plan B. We're moving stuff out deeper. I see a school of something out there. They're fish at least. I have had nothing go off shallow in like an hour and a half, which is not normal. So maybe there's more bugs and more life out in the middle. So we're gonna move out there. Not really having it today, folks. Not really having it, but it is a beautiful piece of New Hampshire for sure. Just saw some fish on the live scope. Showed you that footage here a second ago. And I'm guessing they're just little tiny brookies. I do have a plan B today, and maybe a plan C, which I'm gonna probably give this another half an hour, and then I'm gonna go check those two other plans. Who knows? Just want to catch one fish in this freaking lake. Said it was a cursed lake, still a cursed lake. I don't know why they don't put big fish in here, because it's like an easy access lake and it freezes early. All right, just check the other side, and there was less ice over there. One whack went right through. But I've always wanted to check down there, and I always go down there, and it's never safe ice down there, first ice, and I never come back here after like other good lakes get good or get good ice. So we are gonna, I guess, pack up and head somewhere else. There are brookies in here. I'm seeing them on live scope. I could spend burn a whole day here going for a couple small brookies. I don't know. It's a hard decision to make. There's another lake probably 30 minutes from here that should have ice on it. I'm skeptical if they got snow, they have ice like this, which is okay because we're also fishing shallow there, but start picking stuff up, I guess. No sense of burning daylight here when there's no fish. I promised myself I will never come back here again. Cursed lake. So last year, the year before, I've broken a Milwaukee drill here. I've broken cameras here. I've had the cops call on me here. I've had fishing game called on me here. Just because people drive by, and it's a very touristy kind of road. I'm not gonna tell you where it is, but a lot of tourist traffic, and they call, there's somebody not safe on the ice. And they come and they ask me how much ice there is. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Or they know who I am. All right, the curse of this lake continues. I'm never coming back. I come back every year because it freezes first. But I'm never fishing here again. It's not worth it. I'm gonna go check Lake B and see. If I don't find any ice there, this is gonna be the end of the video. If you wanna support the channel and see more ice fishing content, hopefully ones that have fish in them, visit bennettfish.com and buy some merch. I got hand towels now, hand drying towels. I got beanies like the one you see me today. It's all ratty. I'm getting more made. Stickers, and then I have a whole bait shop of jigs, mainly for lake trout. And if you want to visit bennettfish.com, the guiding page, I also guide here in New Hampshire. I'm not guiding for any stock trout, but I will be guiding for lake trout starting January 1-ish, depending on if we have ice. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to leave the whole ice fishing playlist right here. Click there and just binge watch.